Carlos, what did you think of the way your team was able to kind of stabilize down the stretch of the fourth quarter and get this game to OT?
I thought we did a good job of listening to the game plan and making sure that everybody understood what we were doing, both offensively and defensively. We had a few mishaps when it came down the stretch to some dribble moves, as well as keeping people in front of us, and also just from a post passing standpoint, we needed a little more ball pressure to make it a loopy pass to Tierra.
45 free throw attempts for Dallas in this game. I believe that's a season high by any team in the W this year. What was causing you guys to kind of get into foul trouble, and how much did that change the way you had to play with your rotation changing so much?
I have to be honest with you. I thought we were in great position in several plays. I don't want to, go at the refs in no kind of way, but 45 free throws is ridiculous, to be honest. I've never been in a part of in a game where 45 free throws were ever taken against my team. We try to practice as much as we can as being in good defensive position. And that was, to be honest, embarrassing to our defensive unit. So I definitely will go back and look at the tape. There were several questionable calls, in my opinion. But when you have a team that's scrapping, you have a team that's fighting like ourselves, just like I told my team, you have to be ready and willing to go through the fire, go through the fight when things are just kind of stacked up against you, to be honest.
Is that frustration part of your technical foul in that third quarter?
Absolutely. Yes, yeah. Sure. I just, I try not to be disrespectful when it comes to the referees, but at the same time, I wanted to get my point across because I felt exactly what you're reading on that stat sheet. 45 free throws is not a coincidence of me raising my voice in any type of way.
What did you think of the way Destanni Henderson played and attacked the rim, including that huge shot she had to tie the game late?
Destanni is becoming a very good WNBA pro, and she's going to be fantastic. She's just in the learning stages of how to manage a game, how to be be efficient down the stretch and understanding play calling, as well as her individual skill set. But Destanni is an outstanding player.
Wilson.
Carlos, Tierra was a little more productive in the second half than the first. Was she adjusting to your defense, or what do you think went into that?
Well, again, I have to be honest with you. We had, two of our best defenders on the bench the entire night because, we played the first quarter with 2 fouls, the second quarter with 3 fouls, the third quarter with 4 fouls, and the fourth quarter with foul out potential. So, it was very difficult for us to get a rhythm as far as defending Tierra or any post player, of that matter. So I'm just saying that to say, when you talk about if it was difficult or not guarding her, I thought our scheme was good. I thought what we were trying to do was good, but unfortunately the calls didn't go our way at times. And, of course, I'm not saying we didn't make any mistakes, but, it put us on our heels, to be honest.
What does a game like this do? You haven't played a lot of overtime games, a lot of close games recently. What does a game like this do? What does that experience do for all the rookies, especially played down the stretch here?
I'll tell you what, I love my team. I do. I really love my team because the resilience that they show, how they came out and approached this game today. Our practice was outstanding yesterday, and we came in with a focused mindset. And I can't say that too many teams in our position would continue to fight and hold that type of position. So I'm very proud of our young ladies tonight. I know the result wasn't exactly what we wanted, but I felt like they really approached it in a way like, Coach, hey, we got your back, and I definitely have their back. So I really appreciate the effort, and I'm ecstatic about what this team can do in the future.
Thank you, Wilson. Zion, next up.
Yeah, Carlos, you talked about kind of the approach and the effort you came out with. Did you feel like that was something that had carried over from the end of Wednesday's game?
Absolutely. Yes. We talked extensively about some of the things that we wanted to carry over to this game. We have a few games left, and we've had some rough times this year, but we've also had some fun, great family ties as well. And we fought for each other. We fought against each other. We had some great arguments and some great harmony moments, but one of the things that we have never done is disrespected the game by not playing hard. Obviously with a young team, sometimes there are laps. There is, different breakdowns defensively and offensively just from youth and inexperience. But playing hard overall has always been our forte. And I just feel like that's one of the things that we show tonight.
How tough was it for you guys just to get this close to breaking the streak only to fall in overtime?
It was very tough. To be honest, it's very tough. And I know it's very tough for each one of my young ladies because, when I walked in the locker room, you could feel the energy. You could feel, the disappointment. Thought we could have done a lot of different things better down the stretch. D-Rob, getting her shoulder injury, that was big for us. Very good floor later tonight for us. So we just had a few opportunities that were missed down the stretch that I would like to have back. But for the most part, yes, it is tough, but we're resilient. We're a resilient group and expect for us to play hard our last few games.
What's your assessment of kind of why the offense slowed down in that second half?
I thought first and foremost, sometimes when you're going down a stretch and you're running different offensive schemes and you have the intensity of the other team that has turned it up and tried to jump in the passing lanes and kind of, scout your plays and scout what you're doing, you have to be able to change things on the fly. You have to be able to read different things on the fly. And again, you can chalk it up to experience. You can chalk it up to some of the things that we did not get done down the stretch. So, again, you can't be mad at it. You can't be upset at the young ladies for it. You just have to use it as a learning tool, and their ability to pick up on it is going to be huge and very productive for their WNBA career.
Hey, guys, career high 17 points for Lexie Hull tonight. Following up after 14 at Atlanta. We'll start with questions. Wilson, want to start?
Lexie, playing in a close game tonight, just what did that feel like? I know you guys haven't really done that in a while. Did you feel the kind of extra competitiveness in the fourth quarter overtime there?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, when we get to a point like that where every bucket, every possession matters, you definitely feel a little more, excited and competitive. I know like the whole game we were up, and then to have it come down to the last few possessions, then into overtime, it definitely felt like the rookies were talking about, it kind of felt like a Final Four game, just high stakes. We knew what was on the line for Dallas. So we just really wanted the win.
Yeah, what do you feel like you get out of this experience like this in your rookie season, playing a close game like this when you may haven't gotten a ton of opportunities for that?
I think it's going to prepare us. We went into this season with the mindset that we just want to get better every game, learn a lot this season, and just become better players, better teammates. And playing a game like this, that definitely does all of those things. So I think we're really thankful and excited about the future of this program, and obviously wish the outcome would have been different tonight.
Thank you, Wilson. Zion, next up.
Lexie, how do you feel you guys were able to kind of take what happened at the end of Wednesday's game where you made that huge run and, kind of translate it and take it into the beginning of today?
Yeah, I think it's unfortunate that we're kind of heating up towards the end of the season, but I think we all just were super excited. It came out super hot and ready to play. But I think, the goal is just to get better every game, and to see that we're kind of doing that is super exciting for the program.
You're going to be getting more minutes here. We've already seen tonight you played the most minutes you've played, scored a career high. For you, how does your mindset have to change knowing you're more of a focal point of this team on both ends?
It's just playing within myself and taking the opportunities as they come. We had two of our big players out tonight, so we knew some people had to step up, but it's really just going to come down to taking every opportunity that we can. And for me personally, if that's more minutes, and trying to do as much as I can in those minutes.
Thank you, Zion. Pat?
Lexie, your offensive performances the last couple of games have been obvious, but it seemed like you've seen an uptick in your play defensively as well. I'm wondering what you are able to take from having solid defensive possessions as you did tonight against players like Mabry and Gray, and what that does for you.
They're great. They're great players. And they've been in the league, and they really playing against them is a different level. Every possession they're, going after it. They make great plays, and some of those plays, it's like, oh, that was great offense, good defense, but better offense. So it's learning to try to keep them in front of me and just competing with them. And I think that's going to take time. But I feel proud of myself for being able to compete with them.
Thank you, Pat. Tony?
Lexie, how have you seen Destanni Henderson grow as the season's gone on to the point where, she can be your leader, your floor general at the end of a game and hit a huge shot to tie it up?
I mean, Henny's great. And we see it in practice every day. I saw it at Stanford when she was at South Carolina, and she's kind of just continued that leadership onto this team and taking the opportunities that she has as well. When D-Rob went down, Henny went in and really picked it up for us and made some big shots down the stretch.
You guys had a nice first half scoring wise with 50 points, but how hard can it be to kind of keep playing the way you want to play and in rhythm when the Wings live at the free throw line and the game is so staccato and broken up?
Yeah, the free throws and fouling definitely hurt us. That's something I think that all of us are trying to learn how to play without fouling and realizing things that the refs are going to call, whether or not we agree or disagree with them, but playing through that. And I think as the game goes on, the other team will make adjustments to our offense, and Dallas did that tonight. So we just need to kind of see that and change what we're doing, but also keep doing what's been working in that first half.
A common phrase young players use when they have a couple of good games in a row is the game's slowing down for them. Have you gotten any sort of sense like that these last couple of games that, it's easier to recognize the patterns or the holes and things like that?
And I think that definitely comes with playing against really great competition. So to be able to have more minutes and be on the floor, it definitely is slowing down, and I'm getting, I think, more comfortable out there.
Yeah, Henny, it felt like you had the signature moment of your rookie season there at the end of regulation when you scored the last 5 points that ended up putting the game into overtime. What did it feel like for you to get those 2 clutch buckets?
It just felt really great. Teammates celebrating, and, it just was a joyful moment to see everybody happy.
And that sort of finishing at the rim, that's been kind of one of your issues this year. But as of late in today's game and just as of late the last few games, it feels like you've done a really good job. How have you approached kind of going inside and going and finishing over bigs differently?
Honestly, just focusing at the rim. Don't try to change your shot just because you think contact is coming. Just go up normally, and, whatever happens, either, you get a foul or, just make sure you focus at the rim.
Is that something you've really had to work on as of late just to get better at that part of the game?
Honestly, I don't think it's not necessarily like me physically working. I just think it's a mental thing, just not to be scared and, just to believe, in me attacking the rim. And once I get there, just, don't change my shot.
Thank you, Zion. Pat?
Henny, you played in a ton of big games in your career before you even come to the WNBA, but what does having the opportunity to be the starting point guard down the stretch in a close WNBA game to find a lot of success, what does that do for you? What can it do for you going forward?
It just, to be ready at all times. You never know what happens on the floor, just next woman up, not to be afraid, just, play your role when your name is called. And, I just stepped up to the plate, and did what needed to happen for my team.
Thank you, Pat. Wilson?
Destanni, those last possessions of regulation, is that a time, do you want the ball in your hands there? Were you looking to be the one to take the shot there? Was that what you were looking for? Or is that just what the defense gave you?
Honestly, that was a game plan. Within our timeouts, that's what we talked about, was attacking downhill. It wasn't necessarily just, me. It was a team decision and a coach decision as well. So, we knew that attacking downhill was what was working for us all game. So we just had to get back to that. And, when those opportunities came, we just had to take advantage of it.
So what's going through your mind then in that point, knowing you're gonna be the one, you're gonna have the ball in your hands, it's gotta be you.
Just to relax. I always keep my composure. Just play the game of basketball at the end of the day. Obviously, it's crucial moments where we do need buckets. So, just not to try to, get ahead of myself. Just take one thing at a time, really.
Thank you, Wilson. Finish up with Tony East.
Destiny, Lexie was telling us earlier that some of the rookies were talking about how this game kind of felt like a Final Four game. Was that good for you guys to kind of have that experience again in a season where you haven't had a lot of close game opportunities?
Yeah, it just felt like an exciting moment, especially for us. It wasn't the best season that, we expected, but we came out, in this game, started off really hot, and we all felt the momentum, the energy from each other, win or loss. It still feels good because at the end of the day, we really fought. And, you could tell that we wanted it really bad and we all played with each other. Plus, we have star players that are either hurt, not playing. And, the ones that did step on the court, we really, showed heart and tried to win the game for everybody.
You talked about, driving to the basket, putting pressure on the rim being important. How specifically do you feel like that makes it easier for you guys in terms of what it does to the defense or what shots it opens up?
I feel like when you have certain mismatches like that, I feel like we have a lot of guards that can get downhill and are really quick. And, sometimes that can be hard to guard, especially when, you're trying to do a direct line drive on a post. We just have to really be a facilitator and knowing when to get to the rim and, seeing who's also open on the perimeter. So I feel like we did a really good job doing that, especially, the first half of the game.
Lexie's best two games scoring wise and you guys' last two games, where have you seen her kind of growth and how is she kind of putting it all together?
She's really been showing up these last couple of games. Just, showing what she can bring to the table. She's a really good player, really aggressive defensively. And, that makes it hard for the offense, the person that's dribbling the ball or who she's guarding. I feel like she's like a little pest, at times, she's kind of long, she's tall. She runs the floor, she can shoot, and I feel like she does a good job.